So here I am, proud to announce this palace, the Palace of Versailles, is now for sale. Only 1,500 assignats. That's right. So as you know, this was first King Louis XIII's hunting mansion, but then he soon passed it on to his son. After that, his son sold it to Louis XV, and now it is up for grabs. That's right. If you want it, you're a rich buyer, come down here. Talk to me. Come on in. Let's take a look around. Check out this oak hardwood door. Pretty nice. A couple of years ago, Louis XIII made some renovations in here. He opened up the area, added some better windows, added some nice art. This is the Hall of Mirrors, built by Mansart. He's a beautiful artist from around this area. He grew up here, he was raised and born around this area, and he's designed much of this household. No greater deal in all of France. Right up the hill, Marie Antoinette's estate comes with it. Louis XIII built that also. By himself. You're getting your own king's hard work and labor in this deal. It's great. So, I'm sitting here with Louis and St. Just, and I have a couple of questions for him. When were you born?
I was born August 25th, 1767.
Oh, nice. What's your full name, actually?
Louis Antoine de Saint Just.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's pretty long, actually.
What did you do during the French Revolution?
I did a lot of things, but I was actually a military and political leader.
Nice. How are you significant to the National Convention?
Well, I was the youngest of deputies elected to it in 1792.
Oh, nice.
It was huge.
So what did you do when you were in the National Convention?
Well, I rose quickly in their ranks and became a major leader of the government in the French First Republic.
Nice. So I have to ask, and I don't need an answer, but did you have anything to do with the death of King Louis XIV?
Well, to tell you the truth, I had everything to do with it. As a matter of fact, I spearheaded the whole execution myself.
Jeez, I can't believe that.
I know. Well, I mean, I was hired. It was a job. I did it. He needed to die. Louis XVI needed to die.
Oh, okay. I understand. So, what did you do constitutionally in this time that you were in power?
Well, I drafted the French Constitution of 1793. I drafted it myself.
Our own constitution. That's wild. You're out there revolutionizing with all your buddies. Did you have any allies?
Yeah, I actually became close friends with Maximilien Robespierre and served with him in the Committee of Public Safety.
Oh, nice.
Actually, I was one of the commissioners.
Oh, geez, that's a pretty dangerous group.
Very dangerous and had a lot of power.
Oh, yeah.
Later, I supervised the consolidation of Robespierre power, and it was ruthless and bloody. And I later became the public face of the Reign of Terror.
Oh.
It was brutal, and we killed a lot of people.
I remember that. I was quite scared, actually.
40,000 almost 40,000 people were actually killed during
Yes,
the Reign of Terror.
I remember that.
And a lot of that blood was on my hands.
Every day. Jeez, I can't believe I'm sitting at the same table as you.
Well, yeah.
So, was your death significant at all to history?
I was executed on July 28th, 1974, and it was very, very significant. I was executed with Robespierre and our allies, and it symbolized the end of the Reign of Terror.
I remember that day. Quite a special day, actually. So, all of you have heard the rumors about this guy Napoleon. We know he rose to power really young, just smashed right into his career, started rising in the ranks, perfect setting because of our revolution. But he went to Italy, started killing randomly, mercilessly, just won the support of his troops. He couldn't lose. He wasn't losing. So then he returned to France. And you know what? I don't know why he did this, but he overthrew the Directory and made himself emperor for life. I thought we were a republic. I guess I wasn't set in stone. I know some of you are pretty pissed off about the new trading, how we can't pass the seas because of our continental system. He did put that in place, but, he wasn't sure. He thought it was a good idea. It might help our country, it might boost our economy, but things went from bad to worse, and it didn't. And then once he invaded Russia, geez, all those poor men lost. So I figure it's time that we banish him.
No, I'm not gonna go to Elba, dude. What are you doing?
You have to.
I still have so much to accomplish.
Done.
No.
Done.
We are sitting on the site that was once called the Bastille. The Bastille was a prison symbolizing King Louis XVI's absolute power over the French citizens. On July 14th, 1789, the Bastille was taken by the French. Fed-up craftsmen and salesmen gathered and stole 28,000 guns. Unfortunately, they did not have any gunpowder, but they knew that the Bastille was the place to find some. They marched to the front doors of the Bastille and demanded for Marquess de Lannoy to give it up. The guards were none too impressed and did not move an inch. Marquess de Lannoy feared for the worst and agreed for a meeting with their representatives, hoping to buy some time for backup to come. When the backup did come, however, they were not on the side of Marquess de Lannoy, they were on the side of the French citizens. Hours later, they killed the majority of the guards, and Marquess de Lannoy was forced to surrender, giving them the Bastille. They killed the remaining guards and beheaded Marquess de Lannoy. This was a victory the French citizens needed very much.
So, here we are today, September 22nd, 1792. And right now, Maximilien Robespierre and the Committee of Public Safety is meeting in this building right here. Now, you know what they're doing. They're adopting their new calendar. So, this is big change. And personally, I don't like it. They're cutting out Sundays. No more church, no more Sundays. Geez, we don't have a weekend. This guy, Robespierre, he's a maniac, alright? You all know what he's been doing. Going around murdering whole towns, executing anybody who doesn't abide by his law. Jeez, it's ridiculous. Here we are 2 years after my first report here. And now our country has a standing army of almost 2 million people. Pretty ridiculous, right? He's invading all the countries around us. All of these attacks on these other countries are being led by our own little man, Mr. Bonaparte. Now, this guy's crazy. He hasn't lost yet, but you never know. We're going into combat in Russia soon. Things might get a little bit hairy. So that maniac Robespierre has killed so many people for not even saying anything, doing anything extremely wrong. All someone said the other day was Monsieur instead of Monsieur, and they killed him.
Many members of the Third Estate gathered today at a local indoor tennis court after being locked out of their meeting hall where they were going to discuss the reforms with the other two estates who, for the people that do not know this, the first estate is the clergy or the church, and the second estate is the nobles who are wealthy. They all have one vote in any of the reforms or meetings or anything discussed. They all have one vote each. So that's 2 on 1, and that's what's going on right now. They were locked out of the meeting hall where they were going to discuss the reforms proposed by Necker, the Prime Minister. Many deputies believed that this was a blatant attempt by King Louis XVI to end the reforms proposed and the reforms wanted to happen by the Third Estate. They believed that was a blatant attempt and they did not break up and instead moved to an indoor tennis court where a debate quickly ensued about how the Third Estate was going to defend themselves from the other people in positions of power. A deputy named Moynier proposed that the Third Estate adopt an oath of allegiance. This oath stated that they would remain assembled until a new constitution was written out. For those of you that are not aware of what's going on today, and what is going on today is the French Revolution. We're very early into it, but significant changes constitutionally, all sorts of ways, significant changes are being made. And one of those changes was the tennis court oath. It signified the very first time that the French citizens have ever stood up to King Louis XVI.